Tuesday.
You know what that means.
It's time for a Allin Presents video. I'm Leanne. That's Alan. And we're here on Tuesday with our reactions to the recent AEW pay-per-view event, Revolutions.
It almost looked like you were doing like a half-assed Young Bucks thing then. You were kind of like...
Just tilt it. So it's been almost 24 hours since we started watching the event. So now we're gonna try and remember all the things that we were talking about.
Yeah, this is... Usually we film them after we've just watched the event, so it's fresh in our mind.
It was gone 10 o'clock and I'm a sleepy lady.
Easily. Yeah, easily. It was like 10:15 by the time we finished last night. And
this is what we get for working full-time jobs.
so to go back to my scrubby retail job.
No. Don't. So anyway, we are here, finally. So thank you to all the viewers who have clicked on this video, even though the event was 2 whole days ago.
Well, not by American standards.
Really. It feels like it to us. But thank you for being here. Alan's so happy you're here that he dropped his pen.
Nothing? Nothing happened?
So we are gonna get right into it.
Okay.
With the buy-in show.
Take it away, Leanne.
Up first, we had Leyla Hirsch versus Kris Statlander.
Legit Leyla Hirsch.
Legit Leyla Hirsch versus Kris Statlander. Buy-in show match. You usually don't sort of expect too much because it's sort of as people are filing in. But it was really encouraging actually to see that most of the seats were full already.
Yeah.
Which we put down to people knew there were going to be matches on the buy-in show, so they got there in time.
It helps.
Yeah, it does. It just adds so much to the atmosphere, which helps the guys in the ring, which helps fuel the atmosphere, builds it up to get a great start to the actual show. And all of the pre-show matches, all of the buy-in matches were great.
Yeah, to be fair. There was one thing I didn't like in the pre-show, but we'll cover that in a minute.
Oh, yeah, we'll cover that. So Leyla Hirsch versus Kris Statlander is a good match.
It was, to be fair, yeah. I wasn't expecting much.
Yeah, it was. It really showed that the women's division of AEW wrestling, those women have got all the skills that you need. They can do the hard-hitting stuff, they can do the high-flying stuff. They got skills, and they're being allowed to showcase them. Even if this is on the buy-in show, I mean, they put on such a great show, and I really enjoyed it.
And that's the one good thing about having this TBS title now. I would have thought they would have implemented women's tag team titles first.
Yeah.
They went down a different route, and I'm not sad about it. I'm not mad about it. I think it's a good thing, having that interim belt.
There's not many sort of established women's tag teams that I know of. Maybe I've missed something.
But then I guess that would be part of the thing, wouldn't it? Be the scramble of, oh, okay, right, I need a tag team partner into this tournament, and then that you could build a whole thing off of that.
And get some really interesting matches. And
you said you'd be my partner, but you're tagging with her, and you start feuds off like that as well, you know. You could do so many good things from that.
There's a moment where Leyla Hirsch sort of slipped on the ropes while getting up to try and
It almost looked like she didn't quite jump far enough.
Yeah.
So like she kind of missed it slightly.
But it started me thinking, oh, a cat.
Right.
Hello. This is what sort of triggered in my head, trying to figure out whether I'm doing what I want to do and seeing AEW and WWE going into them sort of with a fresh mind, trying to see them both for their benefits. But she slipped up on the ropes a bit, but it looked fine. It looked natural, as in, like, it didn't look like, oh, she messed up. It looked like she was trying to do a move, and humans make mistakes and don't always get their footing right. And it sort of ran into the match really smoothly. It looked like almost it was meant to happen.
And one of the things that I think I said at the time was that the commentators didn't call her out on it.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh, the ropes are so slick with sweat that she slipped off them trying to cover. You don't need to do that, because as Leanne said, humans make errors. That's the whole point of being a human, right?
At the end of the day, it's a sport. It's not meant to look choreographed. If no one makes mistakes, then it does.
In that aspect, right? If WWE is what I'm kind of digging at, because they always do that when someone messes up.
A little bit.
So in that case, right, if WWE ran something like football or rugby or whatever, and somebody fumbled the ball, oh, the ball is so slippery with sweat, his foot just couldn't hold on to it. No.
No, you don't need to.
No.
So yeah, I mean, that was an interesting sort of thing.
Mm.
Doesn't really, I don't know, it was just in my head, as in, I don't know whether I'm still biased towards AEW. I think I am, but at the same time, the way they handle stuff like that is just, it works better. So Leyla Hirsch wins. I missed the finishing move on this one.
She went to the outside and grabbed like the part that holds the turnbuckle to the ring post.
Yeah.
And as Statlander went to grab her, she kind of knocked her out and jumped in, got the win.
That's it. Yeah.
And then out comes Red Velvet. So,
yes.
So I think that'll be the next opponent for Leyla Hirsch.
Yeah.
Because obviously Statlander and Red Velvet are friends. They were with Leyla Hirsch at the point before this feud kicked off, and that's why the feud kicked off. And then I think it'll be Red Velvet and Leyla will be next. Because I haven't seen Red Velvet on Dynamite or Rampage for a while.
No, it's true.
Especially on Dark and Dark Evolution, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. It'll be good to see her in a feud with Hirsch. That'll be quite interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good stuff. A great start. Then...
What's next, Leanne?
Well, there's a special guest. And...
So Tony's in the ring.
Uh-huh. Says there's a special guest. And whose music hits but Kenny Omega's.
Kenny Omega's music hits. And I'm like, yes, Kenny, it's Kenny Omega.
And out walks
Don Callis.
No.
So annoyed at this.
The
Troll.
Fake out. But
Troll.
as soon as he walks out, you're just like, of course it is.
Because I think the crowd kind of picked it up before the camera did. Because you could hear the tone shift from yeah to boo. It's like, wait, why are they booing? Wait, that's not Kenny. No.
Yeah, that was disappointing. But it definitely gets heat.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe Kenny will be back soon. But not now. Next match?
Yeah, go.
Yeah,
that's all that Don Callis gets on this event and this video.
I didn't clock much of what he was saying because his face annoys me.
Just on the because we had a lot of variances in our predictions. You predicted Statlander was going to win the last match. I predicted Leyla Hirsch. I was right.
Yes, I was wrong. Boo. Next match was QT Marshall versus Hook.
Marshall.
Sorry. Again, this is great. I really enjoyed this.
A lot longer than I expected. Like, I think this is Hook's longest match to date.
Yes, I think they mentioned that, didn't they?
Yeah, I think so.
Commentary. He's really good.
To be fair, yeah.
He's crazy good. He's so strong. And just
there's next to nothing of him there, and you can. It's like what?
Yeah, it's
what's going on? I'm so confused.
QT Marshall's not a small guy.
No, not by a long shot.
And Hook can just like
throw him around. Just literally tossed him around.
Yeah, it was good, great. The crowd loved it.
Oh yeah,
obviously.
As soon as Hook sort of music hits, they were all in for it.
Yeah. And
there was so many like Hook shirts and send Hook fan signs and stuff.
They loved him. So Hook wins with a red rum.
Yes, which is former Tasmission.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we both predicted Hook on that one because there was no way that.
No, they'd definitely not have QT winning that one.
No.
But yeah, I mean, really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Then.
So just as a quick thing is that WWE usually do an hour pre-show, and this is what this was, an hour long. And I think they did intersperse like little bits of the Bryan versus Moxley feud and the CM Punk versus MJF feud. But there was 3 matches on this buy-in show, whereas the other company would do 1.
Yeah.
And that would probably be about 10 minutes long.
Yeah.
I think the Hook match was about 10 minutes long. The Kris Statlander match was probably, not including entrances, was probably about 10 minutes long. And then the last match probably ran for about 20.
Yeah. And it was good.
Oh, it was so good.
So we had House of Black versus the Death Triangle and Erick Redbeard.
I know what you're saying, sitting at home, it's an Aleister Black shirt. Yes, I know. It's Malachi Black. I don't have any Malachi Black or House of Black shirts yet, so just patience.
It still looks cool anyway.
Aleister Black shirt.
So this was a kick fest.
Oh, absolute kick fest.
I mean, Malachi Black's signature move is the Black Mass, which is a spinning kick.
Yeah, it's a spinning heel kick.
Ooh. It's getting in my hair.
Face.
Yes, to the face.
To the face.
It's like everyone was throwing kicks all over the place, and it was really good.
Even Erick Redbeard tried to throw a few, and Brody King, and they're like 2 massive beasts. They were huge.
There's one thing that you noticed was that Redbeard didn't enter with Death Triangle.
Yeah, so House of Black come out with their new entrance music. They have all three of them have that mask on now, and they've got the robe sort of thing going on. Pac and Penta Obscuro came out with Alex Abrahantes.
Yeah.
And they just kind of, got the shovel and they got the gravestone, great. And then comes Erick Redbeard.
Yeah, just on his own.
That kind of, going back into the sort of wrestling psychology of how things work generally, that shows they're not really on the same page, in my mind, because they're not coming out as a cohesive unit. Why would you send two people to the ring when all three members of the House of Black are already in there, and then have the next guy come down, where the House of Black could already be pounding these two other guys, It's cohesion, and that for me doesn't show that team was tightly knit.
Yes.
Unlike the House of Black.
Very true. This was a clinic.
Oh, yeah.
This match.
Probably bad wording considering what's going on around the world right now, but I put this match was a total war.
Oh, yeah.
Absolute war.
You had
great.
hard-hitting stuff, you had technical wrestling, you had high-flying stuff. It was just everything that you could want.
I think we'd be remiss if we didn't mention that Brody Lee chop to Pac that literally echoed so loud, and I thought he caved his chest in. It was so loud.
I mean, not Brody.
Brody King.
Brody King.
Brody King. So yeah, Brody King. I'm thinking Brody. Yeah, Mr.
Yeah.
Brody. Yeah. Yeah, and then he kind of bang, and it sounded like this gunshot, and he's like, "Oh God, that hurt." And he dragged him to the other corner, and the crowd just see him sort of putting him there, and the crowd start going shh, and then you could hear a pin drop, and then he hits the second one, and it's nowhere near as loud. It's like more a thud. It's like a dish as opposed to a. It's like that's probably gonna hurt worse than the first one.
I was on the edge of my seat for most of this match.
Yeah, same. I mean, I got investment. House of Black's, Malachi Black's my favourite wrestler at the moment.
Yeah, it was so gripping and so much going on.
Yeah.
And like the storytelling and things.
And like when sort of towards the end of the match when Redbeard's got Malachi and you see Malachi and he's like, and I just said to him, he's got the mist, it's in his mouth, he's getting ready, and out he comes. It's like, yes,
right in Redbeard's face.
Right in his face. Does that mean we have to call him Blackbeard now?
Ah.
Hey, jokes for days.
Yeah, so Malachi Black followed up that Black Mist with a pile driver.
Yeah.
And won.
Yeah.
Pinned him.
Yeah. Now getting Erick Redbeard in a pile driver, that's no easy task in its own right, because he's a big boy.
Oh yeah. This match was great.
That was so good.
This could have been a pay-per-view main event.
Absolutely.
And I mean, considering it's on the buy-in show,
which you could watch for free.
Yeah, it's huge. And sets such a good tone then for the actual event, because people are like, well, if that was the buy-in, what is going to happen?
What's the pay-per-view going to be like? Yeah.
So yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing where the House of Black goes from here. I hope that it's not just going to be, oh well, we're not done with you. Pac and Penta can't take a loss. Just let it go. House of Black, they need to move on.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if the trios win counts towards the tag division. If it does, potentially they're now the number one contenders for the titles. Yeah. Because they were a number 2 going into this match. So, we'll see. We'll see at Dynamite now, see what they say when the rankings come out just before Dynamite tomorrow night.
Yeah. Good point. We'll see. Then we get to the main show.
And what do we open with, Leanne?
We open with Jericho versus Eddie Kingston.
I nowhere near, in my wildest dreams, did I think this was going to be the show opener. No. Like, I figured the trios match, but then obviously having House of Black and the other trios match sort of coming back to back wouldn't have worked. Yeah, that's true. But I am surprised that they opened with this one. Yes. But then looking at the match card, there's so many big matches. Yeah, I guess it'd be difficult to actually pick one. But yeah, it was just an incredible start to the show. Brutal. It really was. The crowd were entirely for Eddie. Oh, absolutely, yeah. So, I mean, they sent Judas as part of the course, and that was great. But as soon as Eddie came out, it was like, Jero who? Yeah, exactly. They just, Kris what? Even though there were signs like, I came to sing Judas and everything. Yeah. But they're still rooting for Eddie. Oh, yeah. Eddie was definitely the fan favourite on the night. Definitely. And it's great to see that someone who is more, I don't want to say out of shape, because he's not out of shape. No. He's not your typical wrestler build.
No, he's not like toned.
No, and I like to see this because it's you can almost more relate to it because I'm not toned. I don't go to the gym. I'm not a gym rat. I'm probably got a closer body to Kingston than I have Chris Jericho right now because Jericho looks toned.
Yeah,
like he's done a great job getting himself in shape. But I can relate more to Eddie Kingston because he looks like a normal person as opposed to someone like a Wardlow or these massive bulky guys with muscle upon muscle. You know. And I think I relate more to Eddie Kingston because, and I think that's what hooks a lot of people in, is they relate more to Eddie because of that. Because he's from the streets. He's from where they potentially came from, that rough upbringing and whatnot. And he looks like just a general person. And he's going in and he's beating up Chris Jericho. You know?
It's crazy.
That's great.
Oh, it's so good. There were loads of near falls in this match. So it was another, like, edge of your seat. Who is going to
Became
win.
a chop fest again.
Yeah, lots of chops. But the winner, after a stretch palm, is Eddie Kingston.
Eddie Kingston made Chris Jericho tap out.
Yeah, which you don't see very often.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I saw Jericho. I remember Jericho tapping out. You know? Yeah,
and he's been through some...
Oh, he was 30...
Crazy matches.
Yeah, 30 years now, nearly.
Yeah. Yeah, good. It's good. It's an incredible opening match.
That was crazy opening
match. The
match.
atmosphere was brilliant from the crowd and in the ring and from the commentators. And the in-ring storytelling is
and it set the tone right up here for the whole event.
Yeah.
On that one in the predictions, we both had Eddie Kingston, so we both got that one right.
Yay. All right, then we go on to the AEW World Tag Team Championship match. And this is the Young Bucks versus ReDRagon versus Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus.
Jurassic Express.
They're not, though. They're not, though, anymore.
I hate that they're not. I hate it.
I know. What's the point?
Hate it.
If they're not going to have a tag team name, give them their own music.
Or just call them, like Craig's got that shirt of them, a boy and his dinosaur. Just call them that as a tag team, right?
Cute.
I don't understand why they don't call him Jurassic Express anymore.
No.
Like, it seems that Marco Stunt isn't going to get his contract renewed. You know, I think he's focusing more on his singing stuff. I'm not entirely certain what's going on with the Marco Stunt situation.
Yeah.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy aren't still Jurassic Express.
No, exactly. And quite often, like, you'll have a faction that's got multiple people in it. If one person's, or even like a couple of them are like on leave or something, they're still that faction.
Yeah.
I don't know. Don't get it.
Yeah. Anyway.
We were chatting during sort of the entrances about whether they were going to have 2 people legal or 3 legal in this match, which was quite interesting, I think, because it's sort of having 3 people legal means that all 3 teams are working at the same time, which has its benefits.
Yeah.
But also then, if there's only 2, they can be that strategic exclusion of a team sometimes, things like that. So I don't know if I've seen one where they've got 3 teams and 1 from each team legal before.
I can't remember the last time I saw one of those.
No.
It's been a long time.
It'd be quite interesting to see how it would work, I think.
It's effectively like a triple threat match, like a normal triple threat match, but you've got someone waiting from the outside. So it kind of ups the ante, because if you've always got that third person legal... Yeah. You know?
Anything can happen.
Not that it didn't in this match already, but...
So they just had 2 legal at a time.
Didn't stop any of them.
Yeah, I mean, something else that I sort of noticed in this match that I mentioned to you at the time was how, like, Luchasaurus's spots, you could sort of tell how choreographed they were. Yeah. And you were saying how, because he's such a big guy, they do need to take extra precautions, which I completely get. And I still can't decide if I think it's a good thing or a bad thing that they seem that choreographed. Yeah. Because it still looks great. But at the same time, it sort of took me out of it a little bit.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Because obviously all the other guys are about the same size. Yeah. And they'll gel, they've got the same speed, whereas Luchasaurus he's bigger. Yeah. He's probably a bit slower. You've got to compensate for the height.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and it will kind of bring you out of it a little bit, is the problem with it.
It felt a bit like he was sort of almost counting like the beats to each move kind of thing. But I mean, it's still amazing to watch him work.
I'm not sure how long Luchasaurus has been wrestling for. The same with Jungle Boy, because I'm relatively I've only ever seen them since AEW. So I mean, Luchasaurus used to be in WWE for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember his name in WWE. He was in WWE. It wasn't Luchasaurus. He was unmasked. But like the Young Bucks have been doing this for like maybe close to 20 years.
Yeah,
Red
so
Dragon,
like seamless.
probably about the same. You know, so they've got that experience. Now, that could be that Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy just haven't got that experience edge.
Yeah, maybe.
And maybe that's why it didn't quite click. Or maybe that's why they were taking a bit of extra time and precaution with it. I don't know. It's only speculation.
Yeah.
But like Young Bucks and Red Dragon, this is not their first meeting. They've known each other for years.
Yeah.
Ring of Honor. They've been in the Independents.
There was quite fun interaction between Red Dragon and Young Bucks.
Yeah.
They're sort of almost working together, but they're not. I'm like, oops, sorry, I forgot.
Sorry, yeah. I think Calroy did jump out. Sorry, I forgot.
Yeah, it's like you went for the pinfall and one of the Young Bucks broke it up and said, we're meant to beat them down. Like, sorry, I forgot.
Tagged in Bobby Fish.
Whoops. I forgot that we'd agreed.
That was good. I like that interaction.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if this will lead to a feud between them still.
Yeah.
Because they didn't seem to break. I mean, they fought each other in the match, but that was just in the match.
Yeah.
Like, I feel that if there was a feud going to happen out of this, they would have maybe had a bit of an altercation at the end or something like that.
It feels to me that they're both sort of going along with it, biding their time, and at some point it's just going to explode.
You know when that's going to be? When the cleaner returns.
Yeah.
Kenny Omega.
Yeah, definitely. That would be a catalyst for sure.
Yeah. So you'll have the Elite versus whatever Adam Cole's going to call his faction in this one.
So, that was a great move in this match. Which I've written down as forced pile driver. So the Bucks somehow managed to get Jungle Boy set up sort of upside down with O'Reilly holding him. And then I think they super kicked O'Reilly.
They super kicked his knees.
To make him drop to his knees, delivering
it's
pile
like
driver.
a tombstone pile driver.
What?
Yeah.
How?
And there's like, wait, what? And then I think he obviously dropped Jungle Boy, and if I remember right, they hit another super kick on O'Reilly, like a double super kick.
To make him go back, and he's like, out of it. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was incredible. I mean, I don't know.
I've never seen that before.
No, there was quite a few things during this pay-per-view. It was like,
yeah.
What?
Well, the main note I've got here is ending WTF.
Yes.
Like, I still don't even know what happened in that move.
know.
I really don't know.
Yeah, it was Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus did some insane combo move. I don't know.
I don't even know how to explain it.
We even rewatched it to try and figure out what happened, and like
it was like Luchasaurus went to powerbomb him, flipped him straight over. Jungle Boy catches him, flips him again, and like almost Liger bombs him. And it's like,
huh?
Huh?
It's crazy. It was incredible. And I have no idea. I'm gonna have to like watch it a few times again, I think, just to try and get my head around.
Yeah,
what on earth
I don't know.
But that ended with Jungle Boy getting the pin and winning for Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus.
Yeah.
To retain.
So you predicted Young Bucks to win.
I did.
I predicted Jurassic Express to win.
Yeah, I'm not having much luck.
No.
No. I do find it a lot harder to predict AEW.
Yeah, I do. So I kind of went on the basis of I'm not going to pick my favourites this time because they're probably not going to win.
And instead I picked your favourites. Yeah, this is a barn burner of a match I've written down.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It showcased all 6 of the athletes' talents, as well as having really engaging story developments through the whole thing.
And keeping the ref active.
Oh, yeah. For sure. Good stuff. Next, we had the Face of the Revolution ladder match with Christian Cage, Powerhouse Hobbs, Ricky Starks, Wardlow, Keith Lee, and Orange Cassidy.
Now, I'm pretty sure, just before we go any further into this, that a few weeks back they did say there was going to be 7 contestants.
Yeah.
But there only seemed to be 6, so I don't know if something changed or someone pulled out or someone got injured, I don't know.
Yeah, perhaps.
But I could have sworn they said there was going to be 7 participants.
Yeah. But it was just 6.
Yeah.
But it's fine.
Yeah, it's
I
fine.
think having more people in that ring with so many big guys in there might have been a bit too much.
The catch of having that odd number, though, is that you've always got that wild card.
Yeah,
That's
true.
what makes it more interesting.
They usually pair off.
Uh-huh.
And then
you've
got
got that one straggler, yeah.
Yeah, that's very true. I've written down Hobbs, the health and safety expert. So, what was it? It was, at one point, I think Wardlow pushed the ladder down to get out of the way.
Yeah, it was
and then
sort of propped
was
in the
fighting,
corner.
I think, Ricky Starks.
Possibly.
And then you were saying that because it was sort of propped up against the ropes and like the legs sticking out into the middle of the ring.
Yeah.
Someone needs to move that, and then
it's like, oh, someone's gonna put an eye out if they,
Hobbs comes along, puts the ladder down, it's fine. So we were just
okay, let's fight.
He's very health and safety conscious, but then he picks up the ladder and rams into them with it. So.
But still, it wasn't the edge of the ladder, the end, that sharp end.
It was the safe bit of the
ladder.
ladder.
So it's health and safety Hobbs.
I did find that quite funny.
HSH, that's his new name.
It came up a couple of times. I think we were just like joking about him being health and safety through the whole thing.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not particularly safe. There was one moment where, who was it? It was Hobbs and Wardlow at the top of the ramp.
Mm-hmm. The entrance.
They had the big ladder that was just there for show.
A 12-footer, apparently.
Yeah, but those guys are big, so who knows perspective.
It wasn't 12-footer.
But they both go to pick up the ladder and just tear it
so
off.
they kind of, the ladder's like this set up. Hobbs is here, Wardlow's there, they both got an end each, and they try and pull it, and they just kind of just snaps in half, and it's like...
Never seen that before.
Huh. Okay.
They're probably good thing that they weren't using that ladder for climbing. There were some broken
Because I'm pretty
ladders.
sure I heard like little bits hitting the ramp. It sounded like just little bits of metal, like screws and whatnot dropping. I was like, was that a rigged ladder, or did they legit just tear that thing in half?
I think it must have been rigged. It must have had like loosened screws so they could pull it apart. I don't know.
But it made a good visual.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, there's some good stuff. I mean, Orange Cassidy entering the ring where the three big guys are there and just doing his little ankle taps.
Oh no, the entrance at the beginning. All of the other 5 guys in the ring, Orange Cassidy the last one down, rolls onto the apron, into the ring, keeps going, and straight back out the other side, and everyone's just like...
Smart.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, everyone had a great outing in this match. I don't think anyone let the side down. It was just great. Lots of close calls.
That bump by Ricky Starks on the ladder.
Yeah, that was...
Apparently he's fine.
Good.
Apparently he's fine. He's totally fine.
Yeah, because it was
That
Wardlow.
looked nasty.
They had the ladder in the middle of the ring, and another ladder set up.
Yeah,
off
quite a
the
Christian
side
sort of trick.
onto the ropes.
Onto the rungs, yeah, on the ropes.
Starks up on the ladder.
Or could we just, so Stark's on the ladder and Wardlow does that standing jump.
Yes.
And it's just like...
He just jumps right up there.
What?
Onto the horizontal ladder.
And that's got to be a good 4-foot vertical jump.
Yeah.
Vertical leap, even
that man
easier.
has powerful legs.
What?
Powerful legs. He climbs over Starks, I think.
No, he gets under him. He gets under him.
And then power bombs him onto this ladder.
Folds him up. As JR would say, he folded him up like an accordion.
Uh-huh.
And he legit did not move for the rest of the match.
I don't know if he knocked his head and was just trying to be cautious, or if just that impact was just knocked him out a bit, and he's just like, I need to stay here.
Oh, he did a great sell job.
Yeah, that too. You know? And they had refs coming up to the ring to check on him.
They had the doctor in the ring as well after the match ended.
But well, after that crazy move, Wardlow did get up to the top and grab that brass ring. To become the face of the Revolution.
Yep. And he'll now get a title shot at the TNT champion on the 16th of March, which is a week Wednesday.
Not far. Not far.
Not at all.
This was everything you want from a ladder match. It was just insane. Destruction.
Crazy.
Pain being dished out all over the place.
Yep. Wardlow winning it to stuff it in MJF's face.
Oh yeah. I think we both got that one right, didn't we?
Yep.
We both said Wardlow. Yeah, it's good. It's good stuff.
Yep.
Next, we've got Tony Schiavone at the top of the ramp.
Yep.
For a contract signing.
Unfortunately, you'd already showed it to the camera, so I knew who it was.
Yeah, he was waving his clipboard around, and the name was in.
I think even the crowd saw it because they started chanting as well, and it's like.
I don't know who this person is myself, so.
You saw him for 2 weeks on SmackDown.
Yeah. It's Swerve Strickland.
Yeah, Shane Swerve Strickland, who is also known as Isiah Swerve Scott in WWE, also known as the leader of Hit Row, who got called up to SmackDown, and then some 2 to 3 weeks later got released. Yeah.
Yep. But the crowd reacted so well. They chanting from majorly.
I've seen some of his NXT stuff. He is good to be
fair.
He's a good fit.
He seems, just from what I saw just of this contract signing, his character...
Yeah.
I think I'm going to enjoy watching it.
Hey, Leanne. Whose house?
Swerve's house.
There we go.
So that was great. Mm-hmm. Next, we have the TBS Championship. I got confused.
You right?
Yeah. I was like, it doesn't say women's in there, but it doesn't say women's in the TBS Championship. It's just the TBS,
no, it's TBS Championship, yeah.
Which I'm actually quite happy about, because the men's don't say men's championship, so why should the women say women's championship? So yeah, okay, good stuff.
I mean, the only way to discern the women's heavyweight title or the world title, that makes sense.
Yeah, because this is a separate thing, TBS Championship.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you've got Jade Cargill versus Ty Conti.
Ty Conti's looking fierce in here.
Oh yeah. Got the war paint.
I don't know if that's supposed to be Viking inspired. Looks very Viking-esque.
I think possibly, although it did just make me think she got a bit too close to Malachi Black.
Yeah, you did say that.
Because it did look like she's had a spray on her face.
The hair kind of reminded me of Aloy from Horizon a little bit. Just like a blonde version.
The braids in it and stuff. Yeah, I mean, she looked great. And Jade was looking good too. In the, what was it, Jade from
Mortal Kombat.
Oh dear. Oh no. Oh. Earthquake. It's fine. It's just a cat.
Okay. Yeah, Jade from Mortal Kombat. Some of them said, "Oh, what was it? Oh, she looks like she might be from a video game or something."
Yeah, and they said she looked like a superhero.
Oh, that's a superhero. Yeah. And then I think it was Excalibur said, "Oh, more like someone from Mortal Kombat," because I think that's what it is. Yeah. Rags, what are you doing?
But we were quite worried there was going to be some wardrobe malfunction, because it was quite an open outfit, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, yeah.
But luckily, no. The match started in a very strange way.
I've obviously avoided nearly all spoilers until I put a post up on Instagram for our socials. But since then, obviously, wrestling, I've been catching up on news and stuff. And one of the wrestling pages I've got has that image as their banner now.
I should say, when Ty Conti entered, she came in with Anna J and -1.
Yes.
So that was really nice to see -1 again.
Yeah.
He's probably been busy in school.
Well, he might appear on Dark, that's the thing. I think they're there every other week, because I think they gave, if I'm not 100% certain, but I think they gave Amanda Huber a job. As part of maybe something to do with the social side of things. I'm not entirely certain, obviously, but
it's nice to see him
looking after the family for Mr. Bryan, probably.
Yeah, definitely.
John Huber.
So yeah, anyway, so both in the ring. Bell rings.
Ding ding.
Jade grabs Ty Conti's face and smooches her right on the lips.
Yeah, just plants one right on her. It's like
something from a Bugs Bunny cartoon.
Yeah. Like Elmer Fudge.
Give him a big kiss to throw him off, I guess. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
It's definitely something we haven't seen.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that before.
Nothing like that. Not in the ring like that. Like storylines in WWE in the Attitude Era, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, nothing like that.
But yeah, and a great match opener. What's not to like? It was a really close match.
Both had a good showing.
So almost surprisingly, because of the size difference mainly, but Ty Conti got some really impressive spots in, and there were some close calls. But in the end, Jade Cargill does win after Jaded, I think the name's called. Pins Ty Conti for the win.
Don't forget that Ty Conti had her own back by grabbing Jade and smooching her back.
How did I miss that?
I know, at one point she was on the offense and she just went, okay, two can play. And she kind of gives her a kiss and she hits some offensive. Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, okay. Number 2.
More kissing in women's matches or men's matches. Let's just have everyone kissing. Yeah.
This is the wrong kind of wrestling you're talking about. Move on. We're not that kind of show at Allen Presents.
Sure.
I'm sure Craig would enjoy that.
So that was great. That was a good match. Enjoyed it. Next, we had...
just as a thing is that Ty Conti's fantastic. She's got that martial arts background.
Yes.
Jade's been wrestling for about a year. She's improving a lot.
Yeah.
From what I've heard, she's training with Bryan Danielson.
Oh,
so
cool.
that explains a lot.
That does. Because it has sort of almost suddenly changed in my head. I used to not really enjoy watching her, and her character grates on me a bit, but it's sort of flipped to that the heel's meant to grate on you, so I'm good with it, and her wrestling style is sort of...
Like, you go back 6 months, she's greener than her hair in the ring.
And she didn't even have
green
hair
then. And now not
then.
so much. Yeah, and now not so much. You know? So
she just swapped her green wrestling for green hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's good. I'm impressed. I'm pleased. I enjoy watching Jade.
The day that she turns on Mark Sterling and just dumps him, that's going to be great.
Yeah, can't wait.
I'm going to enjoy that so much. Okay.
Next was the much anticipated dog collar match. CM Punk versus MJF.
Yep. So, tell us about the entrances, man.
Oh. CM Punk's music starts. Crowd singing. It's great. Everyone's having a good time.
But Punk hasn't shown up at this point.
No
like,
one on
maybe
the
what,
ramp.
a good 20, 30 seconds?
Think. Something's not right here. Huh. Music switches to MJF's music.
Just, not stopped, fade out, or just boom, instant.
Yeah.
It's like,
And then he comes out.
This guy.
Cue the booze.
This guy in his disgusting robe.
Yeah, that is... I mean, Burberry's a bit overrated anyway, but that robe looks awful.
Horrendous.
It's so bad. So yeah, that's his one. And then CM Punk's entrance, but it's not CM Punk's music. It's his old Ring of Honor music.
Mm-hmm. So like it goes all dark, and then they start piping in smoke with this really low sort of beat, or like a very slow, steady beat, and then it kicks in. I'm like, hang on, wait. That's AFI. That's his Ring of Honor entrance music, and I'm just like, what? Like, CM Punk's in trouble at this point if this is Ring of Honor style
MJF's
Punk.
in trouble.
MJF's in trouble if this is CM Punk from like Ring of Honor kind of phase. And then he comes out and he's got legit the shorts, the old Ring of Honor gear, and it's just like, oh, MJF, you're gonna die.
Yeah, and you can see in his face, he's not here to play around.
Nope.
This is serious.
Yep. It was good to hear that song again. I haven't heard that in a long time.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So the match itself was crazy.
Yep.
There was blood. I mean, MJF reopened CM Punk's head wound from the Wednesday before.
Mm-hmm. So Punk's like bleeding like a stuck pig.
I don't know if he takes blood thinners or something. There's a lot of blood comes out of that man. We also had MJF open up.
Yeah.
He doesn't bleed nearly as impressively.
No, not by a long shot.
Some people just got that, I guess. Some people don't.
Go watch an old school Ric Flair match, you'll see blood.
Oh yeah.
Oof.
Ooh, it helps with having bleach
Woo!
blonde. It helps if you got bleached blonde hair. It just pops.
It certainly does help.
So, I mean, it's everything you'd expect from a dog collar match. They use the chain a lot.
I think the word bloodbath is definitely appropriate.
Bloodbath,
like
yes.
the canvas is just soaked.
Soaked, yeah. The ref had to change his gloves because they, I don't know if they broke or they just got messy.
Saturated, yeah.
So he had to change them. It's just insane. At one point, the chain from MJF's thing it came off.
I'm not quite sure how that happened.
Yeah, because it was like a
carabiner clip, I think.
Yeah, but without the lock thing.
Yeah. You'd still have to get that in the very specific moment to pull that out.
We had thumbtacks.
Yep.
Lots of thumbtacks.
The ref had thumbtacks.
Oh yeah, he kept doing the count, and obviously he probably finds a clear spot and hits, but then because of the pressure,
bouncing as well.
all the pins are jumping up, so then he's getting them in his hands, so he's doing a 2 count and then having to pull out pins from
Kind of see him.
hand.
1, 2, 2, 2. Time to figure a couple of times.
We had some kicks that had thumbtacks flying off people's feet because they're stuck in there.
Yeah.
And then we had MJF calling for Wardlow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Out comes Wardlow.
And Wardlow's going in his pockets.
Hang on.
Oh, can't find the ring. So, during that distraction then, CM Punk manages to
I think it's a GTS on him.
Yeah, get the GTS on MJF. And then Wardlow suddenly
He's like,
finds the ring, puts it on the edge of the ring in front of CM Punk, and walks away.
I mean, he was employed to bring the ring to the ring.
Didn't necessarily have to hand it to MJF after all.
No, that was CM Punk's job.
So CM Punk has the ring, punches MJF in the head, and pins him to win.
Yep.
It was good. It's good. They gave the fans exactly what they wanted. I've written down. It's bloody and intense.
And MJF lost.
And MJF lost.
What more do you need?
Wardlow turned on him.
Well,
Sort of.
I think it's the start of it.
Indiscreetly. Discreetly. Not indiscreetly.
Yeah,
that's
I was
the
gonna say.
opposite. It's definitely on the way. Now he's got the face of the revolution.
Which MJF said he'd never win.
And he said that if he wins the title, he gets to keep it.
Yeah.
Which he previously wouldn't have been able to. It's good. This was a great match. I enjoyed it. Next, we had the AEW Women's World Championship. We had Dr. Britt Baker, D.M.D, versus Thunder Rosa. It's a bit slower.
Yes, a lot slower.
It was a lot slower. In fairness, with the matches they've had so far, they had a lot to live up to. And in one sense, you do want to kind of slow things down.
You need to put the action back in the room at some point.
Yeah, I did sort of, my mind wandered a bit during this one, gonna be honest. It wasn't as engaging as the others. So I think it lost out a bit, possibly because of the position on the card that it was.
New title belt, though.
Yeah, it was a new title belt. It looks
belt
more...
Belt fan Dan. I always get that word.
I think I quite like the new one. It looks less like it's designed for women, if that makes sense. It's not like super chunky like the WWE ones, but it still looks elegant, but it doesn't look like this is a women's belt. La, 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 la.
Like the previous one.
Yeah, because that was a bit too dainty, I think.
When Nyla Rose had it, Nyla Rose is a big specimen.
Yeah.
And you just kind of lose the belt on her.
Yeah.
If she had this one, you would see it more prevalent, and I think that would be a better fit.
Yeah. It's still very distinct to the men's championships, so it's got its own thing, and it is more sort of elegant and a bit more feminine, but it's not over-the-top feminine.
I think on the side plates, there's actually 2 images of women wrestling as well.
Cool.
I need to look into that properly. I need to find a proper good source of a close-up shot of it.
It'd be good to see that. Yeah, it'd be good. So slower paced match. There were some good spots. There was a lot of interference from Rebel and is it Jamie Hayter?
Jamie Hayter, yeah. I'm getting a bit fed up with that.
It did feel quite repetitive, and it was the same sort of interference as well.
It's always the same, that's the problem. Britt Baker doesn't need it.
No. It was always like, distract the ref and then she can do some illegal moves. It's like, maybe once or twice in a match.
Yeah,
but
it's every single match as well.
Yeah.
And where was Mercedes Martinez at this point?
Yeah, and why didn't they get ejected from ringside?
Ref didn't see no foul, then you can't do anything about it.
Yeah, but they can still. I mean, they have before. If they suspect something's happened, they'll still do it. And once it's happened a few times, I mean, you gotta be suspicious.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy this match as much, but there were some great moves. I mean, there's gonna be some great stuff happening when you got Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa in the ring. It also doesn't help that the interference is what got Britt Baker the win.
Yeah.
Spoilers. She got a curb stomp after interference, so Britt Baker.
She curb stomped her on the belt as well. First.
Yeah.
So that kind of knocked a loopy, and then.
Yeah.
As you say, curb stomped her a second time, and that was it. That was a great curb stomp. I'll give her that.
Yeah. No doubt about that. It just, like you say, Britt Baker doesn't need cheating to win.
No.
So it kind of cheapens it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's alright.
So just because we haven't gone, so TBS title match, you predicted Conti to win. I predicted Jade, so I won that one. MJF and Punk, we both said Punk. And for this one, we both said Thunder Rosa, and we were both wrong on that one.
Yeah. But only because of cheating.
That's the only one I got
wrong. Boo. Cool. Okay, next. Bryan Danielson versus Jon Moxley. I mean, It was another slower match,
Yes.
but it had more brutality and also technical skill.
Yeah.
Which you're going to get if you've got... I mean, you got Moxley, who has the brutality, Danielson, technical skill.
Yeah.
I mean, they've both got both, but...
Yeah, but
You're
Bryan's
not gonna
obviously
not
got
get them.
Bryan's got the more technical ability, even less of the slugfest kind of thing, and Moxley's the other way around.
Yeah.
They can both do both, but they've specialised in the alternative.
Yes.
Of the other person.
So yeah, this one was good. It's still a bit flatter than some of the others, but again,
I think
this
one
on the card.
I think this one needed to be. I don't think in sense of because of the time on the card. They could have opened the show, and I think they still would have had the same match.
Yeah. Yeah, true. I think it was just my attention span more. At this point, might have been wavering a little bit. It's a long pay-per-view.
It's like nearly 4 hours. Well, 5 hours if you count the put
Yeah, and I have a sleepy brain.
I think the only reason this wasn't lower down the card is because of the end after the end, but we'll deal with that in a sec.
Okay, we can get there.
Yeah.
So, Moxley wins after reversing a sleeper hold that Bryan Danielson had on him. That was another kind of crazy moment.
So when she said reverse sleeper hold, she meant that Bryan Danielson kept the sleeper hold on.
Yes.
Moxley held him in place with his shoulders to the mat, so Moxley wins by pinfall. Not reversing a sleeper hold into a sleeper hold.
No. I need to get my terminology a bit better. I'm still learning. But I mean, that sleeper hold was in for so long.
Yeah.
And it really did
And Moxley
seem...
was bleeding like crazy.
Yeah, it really did seem like Moxley was going to fade. And he managed to get Bryan Danielson on his shoulders.
Yeah.
On his own, not on his shoulders. Managed to pin him for the win. So it was great. But Danielson was not happy. I don't think he felt like his shoulders were down, maybe. Cause his reaction was very surprised.
He kind of beat himself. I think that's what he was kind of surprised about, the Moxley reversed the sleeper.
Yes.
And they start obviously going at each other again.
They have...
The referees come down and the security come down and they're all going flying. And then what happens, Leanne?
William Regal showed
William
up.
Regal is in Elite Wrestling.
Crazy.
This is going to be great.
Just it's not something I expected at all, but
the rumor and sort of innuendo was that he was going to go to Impact Wrestling. That Impact Wrestling had offered him a contract.
Faked us out, didn't he?
Well, yeah. I mean, to be fair, Regal didn't say anything about it. It was the journalists and the wrestling journalists that said that.
So Regal has had some history with both Moxley and Bryan Danielson. I think he's sort of mentor to both of them, is the impression that I got.
In a sense.
So he comes out, breaks up the fight, yells at them both, slaps them in the face, tells them they need to shake hands. And I think he was saying something... It's hard to make out because he didn't have a mic, but to me, I got the impression that he was saying, think about what we can do for this place.
Yeah, I think so.
That means then the three of them.
So Regal, I don't think will be wrestling. I think his in-ring dates are done, but
yes,
yeah,
but he'll be sort of
as a stable master, as it were.
Yeah, stable master, and then Moxley and Danielson. Just taking guys under their wing and showing them how to be extremely violent.
And technical whilst doing it.
And just wrecking everything.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, I can't imagine where this is going, but I'm so excited to see.
I'm looking forward to Dynamite.
Yes.
And we got Thursday off, so we can watch it before we go to the concert later that night.
Way! Good thinking. So yeah, great. Loved it. Haha. Next. Ooh. Coming towards the end. Good stuff.
2 matches ago.
The Trios Tornado Tag Team match. Where we had AHFO, which is Andrade, Matt Hardy, and Scorpio Sky.
No. Scorpio Sky. Scorpio Sky is nowhere near that.
Who was it?
Scorpio Sky was in the box. It's Isiah Kassidy.
Isiah Kassidy. He was there.
So was Paige Van Sant, who is apparently signing an AEW shirt.
My bad.
Contract.
My bad.
Okay.
Just pretend I didn't say that.
Let's try again, because we've got to flash the title card up, and I'll hold it on the screen
Trios
for that one.
Tornado Tag Team match. So it's AHFO, which is Andrade, Matt Hardy, and Isiah Kassidy, versus Sammy Guevara, Sting, and Darby Allin. At least I got those 3 right.
I still hate these wearing 2 belts.
Yeah, I've seen a lot online. People are like, why? It's unification, which usually would mean that you replace the 2 belts with 1 belt that's everything. But I think he just likes having 2, and he's a show off.
Just looks weird.
Yeah, there you go. So during the entrances, Darby's entrance, he does one of the sort of vignette thingies, the little mini films they do, and they basically crash a funeral for the AHFO by driving a car into a van. But it
like a motorhome.
Flies in from the sky. Mm-hmm. Like, where did it come from?
It's like one of those trailers that you can live in America.
Yeah. They must have like driven off the top of the car park or something to get that angle.
I don't know.
It's crazy. So they just wreck a funeral.
Then Sting comes in with a flamethrower.
Yeah, flamethrower. It's all in black and white, so that looked awesome. Flamethrowers in black and white just looked really cool. So yeah, that was good. I mean, this was an insane match.
Yeah.
It's crazy. They were all over the place.
So much happened in the crowd.
Yeah, it's that benefit of it being a tornado tag team match, which means you don't have to tag in everyone is active at once. You can do so much with it, and there's obviously no disqualifications or count-outs. So you have people in the crowd, people in at the top of the ramp, people in the ring, obviously, and it was just... It's hard to... I think people in the crowd probably didn't know what to watch and where to look. So I know they sort of time it a bit to make it one thing at a time, sort of.
It's difficult when you've got one person with another. They
covered it pretty well. You had that horrible, I guess, crazy bumps that Sting took.
Yeah.
Ooh. So it was sort of in the crowd, on the sort of bottom tier.
On the floor.
Mm-hmm. So you had Butcher and Blade came out to
part of AFHO.
Like they would. And they ended up, they set... AHFO. Was it 3 layers of tables?
It was
2. 2 layers of tables.
2 layers of 2.
But yeah, so it was like a square of tables and a square of tables on top. And then, who went up with Sting? It was Sting and Matt Hardy. Up to the next tier, like fighting through the crowd. And like, who's going to take this bump? Someone's going through those tables. It can't be Sting. Can't be Sting. Matt Hardy's taking the bump. He's going through the tables. Sting took it.
Yeah.
Purposefully.
Yeah.
He didn't get thrown off. He jumped.
Yeah. Yeah, that was like, what?
It's crazy.
He's like north, like they said in the commentary, he's north of 60.
Yeah.
I think I literally just for this, he's like over 60 and he's doing this, and then they say he's north of 60, and I'm like, yeah, I know. Damn, dude.
But he's fine. I mean, crazy chance then if you still got it, because obviously.
But then was that bump the worst, or was the Sammy Guevara bump the worst?
You can take that one.
No, you go on.
I can't even remember exactly what happened in my brain.
So, the other member of Private Party comes out, tries getting involved. He sort of gets waylaid. The other one climbs up to the top of the entranceway, and there's 2 ladders, 2 tables set up underneath, and he hits a Spanish fly onto the tables. The table didn't so much as give way as kind of one fell flat and one tipped over.
Yeah.
Ouch. Yeah, that looked
ouch.
painful. I'm not gonna lie, that looked worse than the Sting one to me.
Yeah.
Because the way it landed, the table just buckled underneath. It didn't break. The legs just gave out.
Yeah. So that he'd have hit hard twice, basically. Once on the table and once on the ground.
Yeah.
Ooh, so there were quite a few very scary things.
I was the one with Andrade's aide guy. I can't remember his name, but they put him on a chair, dumped a bin on him, and then Darby just launched himself at it. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh my god.
I mean, they didn't hold back.
No.
And the teamwork from all of the teams, and including members of teams that weren't in the match, it's just good stuff. So, Darby Allin pins Matt Hardy after breaking a chair. And
oh, that was painful as well. Oh.
I'm not quite sure where I've written and almost landing a coffin drop.
So
and I can't remember.
Matt Hardy's on the mat, and I think he went to look up.
Oh yes, that's right.
And he turned the wrong way, and Darby just kind of coffin drops the canvas.
Yeah, so he sort of
and then pins him.
Made a bit of contact with the head possibly.
Barely.
But,
yeah.
So it was a bit of a... Didn't quite go right, but... And he broke a chair on him.
It looked like Matt was preparing to receive the coffin drop. But instead of looking... So Matt's laying in this direction and Darby's over there. But Matt, for some reason, thought he was on this end. So it kind of looks like he was going...
Yeah, leaning into it.
And then crunch. And he's like, huh?
Whoops.
Okay.
But Darby Allin wins.
Yeah. Got that one right.
His team wins. Whip, whip. Whip, whip.
Oh, in terms of the Bryan Moxley match, you said Bryan was going to win and you lost that one.
Boo.
I said Mox was going to win and I won that one. So, yeah, I only had one wrong in this predictions. Crazy. Which I'm surprised about, because the AEW, it keeps me off guard.
You're just too good. Alright, we go on to our main event for the AEW World Championship. Hangman Page versus Adam Cole. Baby! And it's at this point that we're going to go to... And signs of the... Oh, hang on. Pay-per-view. The and signs of the pay-per-view. I get to use pay-per-view again. There were some signs. They're definitely better in AEW than WWE at signs these days. I don't know what happened. Right. Where's my signs list? There were signs, but the standard isn't quite how it used to be still. So, okay, in third place, we've got Fire Emblem Sucks. I just really like the gaming.
There's a lot of gaming ones in AEW.
Just like fighting between Final Fantasy games and stuff.
I think it's because a lot of the people in AEW are big gamers.
Yeah, I think so. It's nice to see that link between wrestling and gaming, because they're both things that we love. It's like when it's that link, the three things that we love: wrestling, gaming, and heavy metal and rock music.
Yeah.
It's that holy trinity.
Yeah.
So it's really nice. I haven't played many Fire Emblem games. I've played the mobile version.
I haven't played any.
And there's just too much strategy in it, I think, for me. So I sort of went off it. So I agree with this guy. I don't know. It doesn't suck. It's just not good for me. Some people like it. You do you, guys. Second place was during Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa's match. They had a tombstone-looking sign that said Britt Baker, R.I.P.
I missed that one.
Yeah, quite like that one. Didn't exactly work as a prophecy, but there we go. Good sign. The best signs, in my opinion, and you get a twofer on this one. I've lumped them together because it's the same thing and it's very relevant to this match that we're talking about now. Let's go Adam, and if Adam wins, we riot. Because we've got Hangman Adam Page versus Adam Cole. And guys, this goes beyond signs.
Yeah, it really did.
The signs were great, but the chants were so much better.
Like, straight off the bat, wasn't there? A Let's Go Adam chant.
Let's go Adam.
It's like, what?
Just like everyone, because you can't go wrong. Let's go Adam. What else was there? I'm trying to think.
There's one that's not PG I can't go into.
Yeah. There was a Let's Go Adam, Adam Sucks.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
And then the best chant, I think. You know how they do This Is Awesome? This is Adam. That was so good.
Yeah.
There was some people were trying to get chants to work that just didn't. But the Let's Go Adam, This is Adam.
Yeah.
Adam Sucks.
Yeah.
It's all those ones. It was just it's so good. I did worry that it was going to get a bit much and be really repetitive, but actually they sort of toned it down a bit, and it only sort of cropped up, apart from the couple trying to get the chants that didn't work in there.
Yeah.
It was quite well paced, I think. They didn't ruin the whole match. So I guess that's the signs and chants of the pay-per-view. Play. on to
Rude. Actually hit me. I put you for abuse and I got it on camera.
Good. This was a great match.
It was.
It was. Adam Cole is awesome. He's very, very good. And Hangman Page is great. I think he's come a long way, even since he's had the championship. He's really developed his character and his style. So that was good to see. Especially since you never wanted him to get the championship because he beat your boy for it.
Only because Kenny was injured. Think if Kenny wasn't injured, that Hangman Page would have beat him? Nope. No, mate. Don't think so.
Cool. Yes. Lots of good stuff. ReDRagon do interfere in this match. As expected, I think. So they set up a table next to the ring for Page to put... No, Cole to put Page through. Too many Adams. And then after they put him through the table, you've got Dark Order come out to check on him.
Yeah.
But it was there's a weird moment, wasn't there? Where sort of Hangman Page manages to get up.
Yeah. And
then he sort of pushes one of the Dark Order off him. It's like, leave me alone kind of thing. Pushes him into the ReDRagon guy and then...
Colorado, I think.
The ReDRagon guy. And then Dark Order and ReDRagon sort of fight their way off to the back. But it was a bit of a...
Yeah, it was a bit odd.
I think Hangman's relationship with the Dark Order has been quite...
Rocky,
strained, uncertain. He's up and down, I think. He's never quite sure if he's actually with them or against them. And this is sort of, I don't know if he's swinging back to not liking them very much.
I don't think it's so much the not liking anything, it's more of a, I can do this on my own, I think, as opposed to not liking them.
Quite possibly. But they were just checking he was alright. Making sure ReDRagon didn't do anything else. Don't know. Page wins after a buckshot. He does it.
He hits the boom.
He hits a buckshot, then a boom, and then another buckshot, and then pins Cole for the win.
So basically, resorting to Adam Cole's moves to beat Adam Cole.
You're so biased.
Did he or did he not hit Adam Cole's finisher? It's a yes or no question, Leanne.
If Adam Cole had won after doing buckshot lariats and stuff,
that's never gonna happen. Adam Cole hasn't got the physical prowess to hit a buckshot.
It would be a different story.
Don't get me wrong, right? Adam Cole could do the move, but he hasn't got that upper body for it. That would just that would be like taking a handgun and shooting a tank.
It's just biased, though. You're always like this.
So, yes or no answer, right?
Here we go.
Yes or no? Did Hangman Page hit Adam Cole's finisher on Adam Cole?
He did, but he also did his own one straight after.
Yeah, but he weakened him up with Adam Cole's finisher.
They're always doing each other's moves. Not necessarily those two.
So your point is moot, Leanne?
You have this bias.
No, I don't. Because, hang on. No, I don't. Because who did I say was going to win, Leanne? Look.
You said you didn't go for your favourites.
What does that say? Hang on.
Send help.
It says Adam Page for me to win.
Send help.
Leanne picked Adam Cole, look.
Send help. This is a great match to finish off the event.
Not a great finish, but not a great result, but...
Hey, you won though.
I wanted Adam Cole to win.
Both Adams had a great showing, and it was fun. The atmosphere in the crowd was just funny, but they really got into it, and they did start doing serious chants and actually showing their preferences. It was just like to start off having some fun with it, because they tried to get away from calling them both Adam, but it didn't work.
The only way this could get funnier is if you have Hangman Adam Page versus Ethan Page versus Christian Cage in a steel cage.
Yeah. They nearly had that. I'm sure there was one pay-per-view where we were getting really mixed up because those three were in the same match or something. Or they might have been in matches close to each other. There was something with all the pages and cages and...
No,
I remember something, but I don't know. I get confused easily.
I can't remember that.
Yeah, so that was Revolution.
Yep. Favourite match?
Favourite match, hang on. bear with. I think my favourite match was House of Black Death Triangle.
Okay.
And it wasn't even
Death
on the
Triangle
main show.
yeah.
Well, yeah, those guys.
Yeah, that was,
I think...
I'd probably go for that, but I'd be accused of being biased.
They're gonna go for Adam Cole, baby!
No, actually, I think Jericho and Eddie Kingston.
Yeah, that one was great too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It was good. I mean, there's a couple of lower moments on the pay-per-view, but I mean... hitting 9 out of 10.
You're always going to need that because you need people
something.
to go to the bar and use the facilities and
exactly
and whatnot.
And it's not like all the women's matches were low matches. It was just the one, and the others were just as great. So I mean, I have no disappointment in this pay-per-view. It was great. I enjoyed watching it. It's long. It was long. But it was worth it.
Is it going to be as long as the next pay-per-view we're going to cover, though?
WrestleMania.
It's the most stupendous 2-night WrestleMania in history.
I hate that. I hate it.
We're still trying to figure out what we're doing for that, but we are going to be covering that.
Yes. Yeah, we'll have to have a think.
Maybe 4 weeks away now?
Because it's going to be a lot to cover, so we can't do it all in one video.
No, we won't be doing that.
But yeah,
it's more the predictions. I think we're going to have 2 of each, one for night 1, one for night 2.
Yes, I think so.
I've seen they have split them already, saying night 1 or night 2,
that's
whatever
handy.
it is. So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was our reactions video to AEW Revolutions. I keep wanting to say Revelations.
Where did the S come from?
Revolution.
There we go. Help. Send help.
Send Hook.
Send Hook, please.
Thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate you guys. Please like this video if you liked it. Hit subscribe to be and hit the bell to be notified when we drop new videos. Leave us a comment below. Let us know what you think. How do you think we should do WrestleMania videos? I don't know. I'm open to
There's going to be so many comments that say, don't bother. Don't waste your time.
Follow us on socials. Our details are in the video description below. And until next time, enjoy wrestling, whichever type you watch.
Tomorrow night's Wednesday. You know what that means.